Hello, lovelies. I posted on Facebook asking for inspiration as to what you would like me to talk about for a glam drop. And this one jumped out because, dear Lord, I've been there. How to stay upbeat and look good when your weight is not where you want it. And Anne, the gorgeous person who posted this, said tips and tricks are welcome. I are welcome. I know this for ages because I have wrestled with my curves for far, 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 far too long. But let's first talk about the weight itself, right? Overweight is a judgment based on current society norms and standards. When we look at Raphael, the beautiful paintings of Raphael, we see a modern woman, right? We see curves and we see cellulite and we see dimpled thighs and we see full boobs and neat little waists and we see women unapologetically enjoying it all because it is the norm, the standard for the time. So this is not about us. This is about the era in which we live. However, we have to kind of also wrestle with the fact that we don't look like we want to. And I'm going to get to that soon. But firstly, also, let's talk about the fact that we have been programmed to link overweight with unhealthy, and that is not necessarily true. I'm going to put that out there. I have no doctor's degree, but I've also seen Lizzo at twice as much as I weigh, able to dance incredible choreography across a stage and then stop and play a flute in the middle of her song. That I cannot tell you, after 25 years on stage, I know the physical stamina and the energy and the health that takes. When I did Oliver, we did Papa. It took me months to have the physical stamina to not be after a dance routine so that I wouldn't be puffing through my song, right? The fact that she can do that in the shape that she was in tells me that there is no correlation. Okay, I'm going to say there is not always a correlation between unhealthy and overweight. And we've seen many, many very slim and slender people who are distinctly unwell. So let's unprogram that. Let's look at ourselves and go, am I healthy? Am I vibrant? Can I do what I want to do in a day? And when I asked myself those questions, the answer was no. I couldn't go on the long walks that I wanted to. And I after my heart attack 2 years ago, it was a wake-up call, right? If I want to keep doing what I'm doing and living this luxe and spacious life that I've created, as long as I want to live it, I'm going to need to tend to my well-being. And that included getting strong, but also getting slender. And let's talk about vanity here. I want to be more slender because the clothes I love to wear look better when I'm slenderer, right? This doesn't mean that my BMI is suddenly going to end up where it should be, according to my doctor. BMI is an arbitrary thing. I know that for sure too, because my son is a bodybuilder and he has no muscle, no fat on him at all, and he is muscly. And according to his height weight chart ratio thing, he's overweight. He is not. So please unhook those and look at what you want from your life. So don't make this a criticism of who you are now. It is so important that you don't do that. You are going to love yourself slender, not criticize yourself slender. Be aware of whose voice is in your head and listen to your future self. Listen to you and what you know is good for you. And how you decide to become slenderer, let's not even unpack that Pandora's box, will also be utterly yours. You get to make your own blueprint. You get to design how you want to live your life, and you take the criticism and the self-flagellation out of it. Part of this I'm going to suggest is that you search out on Pinterest or wherever models for where you are now, the shape that you're in, the weight that you're at, and look at how they're dressing. Because, darling heart, you are going to be able to be fabulous no matter what weight you're at. All of them, from your goal weight to your heaviest, you're going to look fabulous in between. That is my promise to you. That is how I live. I look fabulous regardless of where my weight is at the time. And I feel fabulous, even though I'm not at the weight. The scale doesn't agree, right? Okay, so this piece is you cannot hate yourself into changing. If you do, it won't last. The key is to love yourself as much now as you do when you get there, whenever there is. And let's talk about there, that slimmer, fitter version of you. Staying fab, staying gorgeous, staying feeling good as you are is the key to shift you over there. I mean, I've been at my goal weight probably about 20 minutes in the last, I don't know how many times. And Oprah too, she said after her major loss, she was at her goal weight about 20 minutes. And then her wiring, her design, her lust for life kind of got in the way. And she went back to eating how she envisioned herself eating. And this is part of my future self work for myself. I plan to live on board ship. I want to be an ambassador for Cunard. I want to be able to spend 100 to 150 days cruising the world. When you are surrounded by food that is chef designed and utterly delicious and so decadent all the time, your identity is the only thing that is going to keep you, in this case, me, slender, right? So I have identity-based coordinates where I only have dessert one meal a day, not lunch and dinner, and certainly nothing sugary for breakfast. I have my indulgences. I call them disciplined indulgences. And this is how I manage to stay where I am as I'm traveling. It's important because my identity as someone who's slender and strong would get derailed by my chosen identity as someone who cruises all the time, right? So often we have this paradox and we have this conflict within ourselves. We want to be slim, but we want to indulge. We want to be curvy, but we want to whatever. You will work this out for yourself. This is not a video about that. Once you've got some curvy inspiration for where you are now, mine it for details. Look for proportion. Look for shapes. What shape of trousers do they wear? What shape of skirt do they wear? Are they two colors or are they monochrome? Are they wearing belts to highlight that sexy waist and all that gorgeous hourglass curves? Are they wearing a proper fitting bra? Don't get me started on that. Shapes, patterns, color, proportion. These are the things that are going to help you dress for who you are now and feel fabulous no matter what weight you get to. So duplicate that. What have you got in your closet that you already feel fab in? Mine that for details. Why? What shape is it? What color is it? How do you feel when you wear it? And can you duplicate that? Another thing I'm going to get you to do, move your thin clothes out of sight. Anybody who's worked with me for 10 minutes knows that I talk about the energy of the stuff you are surrounded with. When you open your wardrobe every day and your clothes go, nah, 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 you can't wear me, or they just feel ghastly because it's so, it's like criticism hanging on a hanger, right? Excuse me, I have a cold. Get your thin clothes out of sight. Pull what you can wear now, front and center, and weed through that what you feel fabulous in. Yes, you may end up wearing the same outfit for an entire week. I don't care. You'll feel fabulous and you'll start to create a look. Who knows, right? And also, by the way, if you decide to move the thin clothes out as in to the donation pile, I will say that I hung on to thin things for far too long because when I actually got down to that weight again, I didn't want to wear them because they didn't feel like the new zhuzh me, right? I wanted fresh stuff. I wanted new things. I was different to who I was back then when I weighed that same weight. You will not be the same, and you may not like those clothes. I keep the evening gowns because they're hella expensive, but generally I don't keep thin things. I don't keep stuff that I can't wear right now because I want my wardrobe to sing to me when I open it. I want it to be this cornucopia of identities and things to wear that will make me feel a certain way. So when I want to feel authoritative and I want to feel certain about something, I have an outfit that speaks to that. And when I want to feel pure glamour, I have an outfit to feel. And when I'm going to be cleaning the bathroom, I have an outfit for that too. So you get to dress up as you are. And that is my number one tip. Dress up as you are. Make an enhancement. Style your hair differently. Wear mascara if you don't usually, and a flattering lip balm. You don't have to do the whole full glam thing. Paint your nails or paint your toes. Wear new perfume. Another tip I'm going to give you is find somebody or learn to make alterations. Learn to take the dart in under your boobs that just gives your t-shirt that shape, right? Learn to take up a hem so that you're not scuffing. Take in a skirt, let out a skirt. These are things that no matter what weight you are, you can make sure that you feel and look fabulous right here, right now. And one last thing, don't deflect the compliments. When you start dressing to feel fabulous, people will notice. Humans are smart like that. You may get some side eye, ignore them. They just don't know what's going on. They don't understand the magic that you're weaving, but you'll get compliments. And that's when you just graciously smile. You say, thank you so much. And you know there's even better coming. But you don't say that because it's a secret and you'll get there when you get there. I hope that helps. I'll put the post for Facebook below so that you can add your questions if you have some more, if you want me to, whatever topics you want me to riff off. And as always, I would love to be in your corner, but this was a glam drop and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Jacqueline Gates. I am the leading lady for Ladies Who Lead, and I will see you on the next one.